Hi, I'm Christy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm here with my March TBR. So for March, I have about 25 plus books that I want to get to in the month, and some of those are book club reads, some of those are read-alongs that I am co-hosting, a couple are new releases, and then I have like a wide range of romances as well. So some of them are fantasy romances, we have historical, contemporary, like we're just going to jump into all the things. And then of course, I always just leave room for whatever I end up picking up throughout the month that I see people like gushing about, talking about, that drops last minute, that I find out about, like all of those moments I have set aside, saved time for as well. So first up for a read along that I am co-hosting, which Jess from Honest Fiction is the one who put it all together. Our live show, I believe, is going to be on March 25th, which I'll add all the info and all of that on here, which of course we share it on Instagram, as well as I'll put it like in my community tab the week or weekend right before the live show. But I believe the live show is supposed to be March 25th, but we are finishing out the ACOTAR series. So anything SJM is my favorite stuff of all time. I love reading her books and rereading them so much. So we're currently doing rereads, or for the hosts, their rereads. Like some people I know are joining who are reading the series for the first time, which is so fun to see their reactions. But so I'm going to be rereading A Court of Wings and Ruin. This is the third book in the ACOTAR series. Obsessed with these dust jackets that are from the Dusty Shop that I have on my hardcovers. I have been doing the graphic audios for this series, which are phenomenal and so amazing. Definitely what they advertise, like a movie experience in your ears. Which is my first time trying audios for any of SJM's books, and I'm obsessed. Like before, I had only read my physical copies as well as like ebook. I have them on my Kindle as well. And the graphic audios are like a whole other level. Like I love them. They add sound effects and music and like so much emotion to the narration. And it's just like, ugh, it's so good. Like so many moments hit even harder, like because you're hearing it all. Ugh, it's just like so good. So I can't wait to reread A Court of Wings and Ruin. Then after that, we're doing the novella as well, which is A Court of Frost and Starlight. Here is the Dusty Shop little dust jacket for this one. So this is a novella, kind of like an extended epilogue for the original trilogy of ACOTAR. I like it. I've read it before. It's not my favorite from her, but like I enjoy it because we get more time with our characters. And then of course it's like a nice little setup for Nesta and Cassian, which is going to be in A Court of Silver Flames, which is my favorite. So yeah, so this one as well, which somebody had said that the graphic audio actually comes out in March. So perfect timing, and I can try that out as well. And then we will be finishing off, of course, with my babies, A Court of Silver Flames, Nesta and Cassian. Love them so much. Obsessed with the Dusty Shop dust jackets for this beautiful book. I love this book so much. It is definitely my favorite from SJM, I want to say. Like obviously A Court of Mist and Fury, Kingdom of Ash, like other books are in my top from her, but this one is my absolute favorite. Like I connect with Nesta so much, and this book is just like so therapeutic. And I just love it so much. I love their journey. In here, it's a perfect book. Like nobody can say otherwise. It's fine. And it works for me. I'm excited to reread this as well. I have already reread this since it first released as well. So this is just like another reread for me, and I'm so excited. All right, hi, I am back another day. I'm actually editing the video right now, and I realized that I completely forgot to talk about a readathon that I'm going to be hosting in March. So I wanted to come on and chat about that really quick. So last summer, like in August of 2022, I was a co-host for the Romance Takeover Readathon that Jen from the Book Refuge puts together. And so she asked me to co-host again for this spring edition, and I'm so excited. I'll put all the graphics and info here, but it is going to happen from March 6th through March 12th. So definitely join us. There are prompts, there's a bingo board, but it's pretty much like just casual and read as many romances as you can. I know there's going to be a live show on the last day on March 12th on Jen's channel, which again, I'll post the link here for all the info and the times. And so the host for this is Jen from the Book Refuge, of course. And then I'm co-hosting, as well as Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages or Neverland Pixie on Instagram. And then Rachel from Rachel Reads and Sings. And I'm so excited to chat with them all and just like read all the romances. Like, yes, please, we want to do that anyways. I think us hosts are going to like be putting together some reading sprints throughout the week. So more info to come on that. We haven't decided yet. But of course, if you follow all of us on Instagram, I know like myself and I know the other hosts too, will share all the info like in our stories and things like that. I do have like a pinned post on my Instagram as well with like all of the prompts and the bingo boards and like the currently reading and all those templates that you need. So I'm so excited and cannot wait for another round of the Romance Takeover Readathon. Definitely let me know in the comments if you're going to be joining us. So next are the book club picks, and I have a few of them here. Actually, two of them are from Historical Hellions. So Vivid by Beverly Jenkins was the Historical Hellions book club pick for February, which is put on by Jess from Peace Love Books and Samantha from Books with Samantha. This is one of my favorite Beverly Jenkins reads. I love this book so much, and I'm actually going to be a co-host on their live show, which is happening on March 4th, I want to say. I'll put like the graphic info here for you to join. I think Desiree is going to be joining as well from Genki Reader. So excited. And then the historical hellions. So the Beverly one was their February pick. And then this Mary Jo Putney is their March pick, which is Thunder and Roses. It has the peacock on here. And then we have the step back moment as well. I am excited to read this one. I have quite a few Mary Jo Putneys on my shelves that I have collected for the step backs, and I have never actually read them. So I'm excited to try this one out. It says they call him the Demon Earl. He is a notorious rake and the son of a rogue. He goes to the Welsh countryside. Sounds like a good time. It says a Regency world of danger and desire. Like, I'm intrigued and I will check it out. And then another book club pick. So Ravished by Romance, which is put on by Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers and Jess from Peace Love Books. They're going to be reading The Longing of Lone Wolves. This is a fantasy romance, I believe, with shifters. It has actually been on my TBR for over a year. I know my friend Carrie from Book for Romance, she loved this series so much and obsessed over it and told me to read it like a year ago. So I'm finally going to get to it. Since like book club picks, like it makes it more of a priority for me to like get 2 books on my TBR, because like all these books I want to get to, but like if it's a book club pick, like I will make sure I read it that month. So I do love book clubs for that. So I'm so excited to read that one. I know that Lacey said that Carrie had been talking about the book to her too, and so that's why they picked it. I think Carrie's going to be joining their live show as well, which is going to be so much fun. So yeah, can't wait to read that and check out their live show as well at the end of the month, I'm sure. And then next are some new releases in March. So on March 14th is Mafia Target by Mila Finelli. I cannot wait for this one. This is the 4th book in her Kings of Italy series, and this one is going to be an MM romance where we have already like seen the characters, and I can't wait for their story. This is one of my like 5-star predictions for the year. I cannot wait to read it. Then on March 23rd, I also have Marrow from Bryn Weaver and Trisha Wolfe on my TBR. They wrote, which the book is like right up here, Black Sheep, which I absolutely loved. It's a dark romance, like serial killer vibes, very much like if you love the Mind F series by S.T. Abbey, definitely read Black Sheep. But now one of those authors is co-writing with Trisha Wolfe, and they're going to be doing Marrow, which all I know is a dark romance, serial killer, enemies to lovers, and it comes out on March 23rd. So yeah, can't wait to check it out. I know the cover reveal like hasn't even been revealed yet, so I'll put like the little graphic here for it. And then on March 24th is the newest book from Sarah Kate, which is the 5th installment for the Salacious Players Club series. And so it's going to be Highest Bidder. Cannot wait for this. Like all of the books I have absolutely loved in this series. Like they've all been 4 or 5 stars for me in this series. Love them so much and can't wait to check out this one. And then on March 28th, I have this one on my sort of TBR. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it, but it is a new one from Kerrigan Byrne that she's actually doing like a rom-com situation instead of like her darker historical romances that she usually does. So this is going to be like a co-written one that she's doing with another author. I'll put up the cover here. I think it's called Nevermore Bookstore. It's like kind of on my TBR. Like I'm not sure because I don't know if I want to try, like rom-coms don't usually work for me. So we'll see. But like it's there if I decide I want to get it. So it comes out at the end of March though. And then the rest of these are just other books that I want to get to. So I do want to read The Daughter of No World by Carissa Broadbent. This is the first book in whatever this series is called, which I can't remember, but it is a trilogy and I know that it is finished. And so I decided I want to jump into this one instead of her Serpents of Wings and Night or whatever it's called. And so since this series is already finished, me and my friend Jen from Jen Book Magpie, which is like my book bestie, we talk every single day about books and always agree on things. Pretty much always agree. We decided to read this together and kind of like do a buddy read situation where we're just gonna like chat about it. So I'm excited to get into those. So then the second book is Children of Fallen Gods, which is the cover here. Obsessed with her covers. And then book 3 is Mother of Death and Dawn. So I'll probably read all of them this month if I do end up starting the first one. And then next up, I'm finishing out Elisa Braden's Midnight in Scotland series, which are the last 2 books I have to read from her backlist. So I just love the covers for these. So this is The Taming of a Highlander. This is book 2 in the series. And this one's actually on my like 12 recs from 12 friends in 12 months, like books to read on Instagram. I believe Jessin from Jessin Reads Romance or Smart Women Read Romance on Instagram. She recommended this one for me to get to. And so I'm very excited to. I read the first book, January, I think. And then book 3 is The Temptation of a Highlander. Like, just obsessed with her covers, like so much. I love Elisa Braden's books. If you haven't read her yet, definitely check her out. I'm obsessed with her Rescued from Ruin series and excited to finish out this series as well, which she is an indie historical romance author. And then another historical romance that I want to get to, which was actually released in February, but like I missed it on my most anticipated like monthly releases. So it's The Duke's Secret Cinderella by Ava Devon. I've read a couple of her books and have had some like hits and misses. but they're not like major misses, so I'm willing to always give her books a try. But I've heard this one is so much fun. I think my friend Monica from Pardon This Book Addict, she said that this one was giving her like Ever After vibes. Like, yes, please, I want to try it out. Then I also have Radiant Sin from Katie Robert. My Libby hold like just came in from my library, so I'll probably be starting this if I haven't already, like before my video comes out. This is the 4th book, I want to say, in her Dark Olympus series, which is kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it, like contemporary, but also like kind of fantasy, but also Greek mythology, kind of like a hybrid situation. Anyways, I've been having a fun time with the series. The first book, Neon Gods, was actually my least favorite, but everything since then I've kind of like let go of trying to understand the world and just like have a fun time. Like, they're just entertaining. So yeah, I have my Libby hold came in for that today. So I might already start that one, but we will see. But that's on my TBR as well, which I know that one just came out in February too. I also have Twisted by Emily McIntyre, which I put on my TBR for February because it just dropped in February and I need to still get to it. It is the 4th book in her Never After, like fractured fairy tales with villains getting HEAs series, which I have really enjoyed as well. They are also a lot of fun. So I want to get to this one as well, which I'm going to start it soon. I also have In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. This is actually a special edition that Hello Lovely Box did, and it came in one of their like book box subscriptions that I had. And I'm just excited to read this one. I know a lot of friends have loved it. I have read quite a few books from Kate Canterbury and have enjoyed them as well. So I'm excited to read this one. I know like nothing about it, but I'm excited. This month I also want to really get to Tristic's Venom from Penelope Douglas. This has, actually it was a birthday gift from Carrie a couple years ago. And so I always keep my gift receipts in there when people send me gifts because it's so sweet. And then I love reminding myself like where they came from. So anyways, this one is a gift from Carrie a couple years ago. Which I've been obsessed with Penelope Douglas's books for years. I have read all of their backlists except for this one, obviously, and then the last book in the Devil's Night series. Like, I never got to Nightfall. Just kind of was holding off on that one. Don't know why, but I am super excited to finally get to this one. It's a contemporary sapphic romance. I think there might be bullying involved. Like, Penelope Douglas usually does bully romances. So yeah, I'm excited to try it out. It made me put it on my TBR because I'm grabbing the Eternal Embers special edition that they did together, which looks stunning and beautiful and amazing, which I'll show here. Probably by the time this video is up, like the sale has already ended, but yeah, like I can't wait. I am grabbing that edition because I am a subscriber from them, so get like early access to them. So yeah, that made me put it on my TBR because like I need to read it now. Like, I need to read the book. And then I also have River of Shadows by Karina Halley on my TBR. I actually just got off the Six of Crows duology live show that I did with Carrie from Book for Romance, Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers, and McKay from Oh Hey It's McKay, and we were chatting about books afterwards. And I know Lacey and Carrie have already read River of Shadows and enjoyed it, so they made me actually want to put this one on my TBR before I get to her other book, which is Blood Orange, which I also want to get to, but I think I'm going to do this series first, which I know the second book is out as well, and my Hoopla has it, so I'm going to do that. So River of Shadows. And then I also have Throttled from Lauren Asher on my TBR for the month, which I noticed this book was available like on my Libby app, and I decided to grab it since the audio was available. And this is the first book in her Dirty Air series. I believe it is like Formula One racing series, I want to say. I know I have like the 3rd book on my shelves, which is Wrecked, which I've heard people love, but like I'll try out the start of the series and see how it goes. So I have that one. And I also have From the Embers from Allie Martinez on my TBR. She's actually going to be at the Denver book signing that I'm going to at the end of March. And so I want to try this one out before I go to see if I want to buy it when I'm there or grab a copy before I go. But I've heard this one is really good and kind of emotional. I think the hero and the heroine, their like spouses are best friends, something like that. Like she was best friends with his wife maybe, and he was best friends with the husband, I think. And I know that the hero's wife and the heroine's husband like died in a house fire, I want to say, and like these two now are surviving afterwards. I know he's a single dad. I could be totally wrong on that premise, but I believe that's how it's set up, and I'm very excited to check it out. I also have Outlasting After on my TBR. Somebody recommended this one to me, I think on Goodreads, because I love like Claire Kent's post-apocalyptic romance series, and they were like, hey, this is a post-apocalyptic romance as well, and I think you'd like it. And then at the time when they recommended it to me, it was actually free, like the ebook was, so I had grabbed it and I definitely want to try it out. It's a new to me author that I've never read before. Then I also have the co-op from Tara DeWitt, which I have read the other book from her, which was Funny Feelings. Thought that one was okay, like not my favorite, but I enjoyed parts of it. And so I'm excited to try out this other one. I actually saw that again, like Libby, it had an audio hold for it, so I grabbed it. And this one was also on my TBR because I know the special edition was in the recent Eternal Embers like book box set they did for Logan from Logan's Library, I think is her name on TikTok and Instagram. Possibly, I could be totally wrong on those names, but I'll show the like little book box thing, and that was one of the editions they're doing. And so I'm like, I should read the books that are coming to be on my shelves. So that's why we're gonna read it. And then I have another historical romance, actually novella on Audible. So it's an Audible original from KJ Charles, and it is A Thief in the Night. So excited to try this one out. I believe it's historical romance. I know a ton of people were reading it during the novellathon recently, and so I grabbed it during that time too, because it's like, ooh, like an Audible original historical romance novella. People are loving it. Like, I'm gonna check it out too. Which will be my first time reading anything from this author. Their books have been on my TBR for a while, and so I definitely have been wanting to check out their books. And then lastly, I have my book of the month, book that I picked in February, so it's The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. I know nothing about this. I know it's a fantasy. I believe the author's first adult fantasy, I think before they did YA fantasy. I know a couple friends loved it and read it, so I am excited and to check it out. I think the cover is beautiful. So yeah, I believe those are all of the books that I plan to get to in March. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of the books that I've read, if you love them, if you think I'm gonna love any of them, let me know, or maybe what books you're excited to get to in March. There's not that many like new releases actually coming out in March that I know of, so if you know of other ones, definitely let me know. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos.